even the show. I don't know, but yeah, as far as all I know is that they split season 5 into two sections, and they finally put the first section on Peacock, so I can finally catch up. I've been behind for months. Like my
Oh,
dad's been
geez.
wanting to talk to me about this for like a really long time.
That's funny, dude. That's Yellowstone. We are live now. Oh, not live. We're for those who are watching live. We are for full disclosure, we are doing a pre-recorded episode today, just
Okay.
because there's some other stuff going on. But yeah, Yellowstone is.
You could just set it for unlisted.
What
I'm
do you
just
mean?
saying.
What does that mean? We'll get into it later. We don't have to do it on air, but you
Oh,
can explain
hold
what that
on.
means later.
I'm suddenly not hearing any volume.
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Technical difficulties. Hello.
Yeah, I'm not hearing you guys all of a sudden.
Could try plugging
That's
your
weird.
mic. Shoot. Well, welcome to the Wicked Weekend podcast, y'all. We're off to a great start this episode
Yeah, I can't
with
hear
some
you guys
technical
at all. I
difficulties.
don't know what's happening.
We'll figure
Yeah,
out
he
Mike
can't
in a
hear.
second. I'm gonna go ahead and remove him from the stream for a second just to let us do our intros. But thank you for joining us. As I said, this is a pre-recorded episode. We are a little busy this week, but we'll hopefully be back next weekend with another live episode. And in the meantime, my name is Michael from Wikid Publishing. I'm joined by Matt, one of our creators. And let's see, Mike, how are you doing there?
It's my headphones. They're not working. This happened to me before. I gotta back out, restart my computer, and come back in.
All right, we'll see you soon, man. Talk to you soon. Well, yeah, I was just gonna say, before you went, my parents watch Yellowstone, but I've never really seen it myself. I can't say I know much about the show. But other than that, it takes place in Yellowstone, from what I understand.
Brilliant observation.
Thank you. Well, and it's also got a million spin-offs with cryptic titles like 1817 and 1119 or something like that. I don't know. It's weird. It's a whole thing. But yeah, thanks for joining us, man. Hopefully Mike will be back on here in a moment. But what have you been up to this weekend?
Uh, doing a lot of work, writing and
Oh yeah,
such.
nice,
Yeah,
man. Good for you. That's
thanks.
awesome, dude. Anything in particular that you're working on?
Some of it is stuff I can't really talk about right now.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fair, man. Nice. Yeah, I was trying to do a little editing on my novel today myself. That's tough. I had my buddy go through and read the novel, and he read the whole novel and edited it. Well, he gave notes for me to edit, and it's been going through. I was going through them, and I was like, oh man, these are kind of brutal. Like, damn. So I'm gonna have to go through but I want to get the book out there. I'm really proud of it, and I love the art. I think I should. I mean, we do art stuff on here anyway. Do you mind if I show off one of the art pieces that I'm really proud of?
Sure.
It's one of the action scenes, towards the end of the book. Let's see if I can pull it up here on my drive. Essentially, the premise of it is called Singularity Madness, and it's about the good things that technology can bring, but also the bad things. And so it's like about, I think, 70 years in the future, or maybe 50 at this point. I can't remember. But essentially, it's like there's a CDC scientist and following him, and then about a dozen other characters throughout the world. So like each chapter switches perspectives. Some people are in America. There's some people in Tibet. There's another group of people. There's a guy in Russia. So there's like all these different stories that kind of seem separate, but are building towards a larger narrative. And a lot of the characters in the second book will collide. Their stories will collide. These seemingly singular stories will collide into one larger story in the second novel. It'll be a trilogy of books, with the third one bringing it all together to end the story. And singularity, of course, I'm sure you're familiar with the concept of singularity, right?
Yep.
And so that's definitely at play there, and each one's going to build more and more towards a defining point of what that means to me and to the novel. So this is a crazy part. So they're fighting a bunch of these terrorists called the Spear. I can't remember. They have some sort of Arabic name, but it translates to the Spear, and they're a growing terrorist threat that some of the military characters end up going into a big battle towards the end of the novel at this place called the Border Wall, which is essentially like, imagine, we have all heard of kind of like an idea of like a border wall, right? Take that to the next level, where the entire country is surrounded by a giant seawall, a wall that's about 100 miles out from the coast that surrounds the entire country, and it doesn't allow anybody in or out without U.S. authorization. It's a future that's where the United States is very restrictive, and doesn't, and because of all the terrorist threats that have kind of cropped up throughout the world. And so the terrorist group has attacked the wall, and during that attack, they use this special weapon that to take out one of the terrorists. And so I'm going to show you. There's a lot. Obviously, that was a lot of preamble, but I think it was kind of necessary just to tell you, what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Here it is. This is the terrorist getting blasted back. This is one of the more actiony shots in the book. There's about 13 different art pieces throughout the novel. Some are more, less action. There are a few action pieces. This is one of the cool ones. There's another cool one actually I'd like to show you guys here while, we're here. But that one I really like, just because it's so wild and brutal, man.
Yeah. Definitely looks that way.
Mm-hmm. And for the context of the artist is Michael Toney. His name, he's a really, really cool artist that I've worked with, and I hope to work with him again on the second novel. His art is just really, really cool and super anime aesthetic, which is what I was going for, because it's a light novel. Its ideas, it's like an English version of a light novel that you would read from Japan. This is another one of my favorite shots, just because I'm a sucker for a good car chase. I had to put a car chase, like a Jason Bourne style car chase, in there at some point. I was like, my first novel, it's got to have a car chase. And so I was like, you got to show me the car chase, man.
Of course.
So yeah,
I have to say, there's one fatal flaw to your idea of having it be like a Japanese light novel. You don't have a title that explains the story.
So true. It's not long enough either.
Nope.
It needs to be about 5 or 6 words longer and explain more about what the story is about. That's funny.
And people make jokes about having a never-ending title.
I might have to workshop the title then a little bit, because that's a really good point. Hey, you're back.
I am, and my front too.
Yay!
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. I have 2 Bluetooth things using the same receiver, and it's supposed to be able to use like up to 6. But the last 2 times I've gotten online to do this, something has happened.
Huh. Weird.
I just have to restart my computer, and something.
It was so weird too, is because it happened exactly when we went live. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not, but it could just be coincidence, I suppose. But very weird nonetheless. Yeah, or not live, but as soon as I hit recording.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just showing off some art from my novel that I'm hoping to finish editing and get released later this year. Yes, I have a novel that's it's like a sci-fi futuristic novel that I wrote, and it's fully completed. It just needs to be finished editing, and there's 13 art pieces that are scattered throughout the book. And this is one of the art pieces in the book, one of the cool car chase scenes that I had to put in.
Are they chapter points or something, or just random illustrations?
Random illustrations. I kind of wanted to have a chapter points, but the price point that of the artist I was using made it cost prohibitive, unfortunately. But I really like the art style because I was going for that anime style, And a lot of light novels are black and white art, but I just really wanted to have color art because I just feel like it pops so much.
Totally. Honestly, I really only like the noir, like the black and white stuff. If it's in a noir story.
I could see that. Yeah, I could totally I could totally feel that. Yeah, and with this being a futuristic story, it wouldn't really feel like it would fit, to be honest.
Not really. Not unless you're doing one of those kind of stories.
Right, like a Blade Runner, maybe, right, or something like that.
Right, something like that would might fit.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, a Blade Runner would look better in color.
True. Yeah, that's true. That is so true, man.
You need one of those old Mickey Spillane novels or something if you're going to do black and white.
That's like a lost art, man. Is that like actually one of those old hard-boiled detectives?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I actually just found recently. All I know about Mike Hammer is my dad used to read them, and I guess I guess he even had a little bit of a newspaper strip or something like that going on. But anyway, I totally found this comic from Hard Crime.
Oh, wow.
It's the very first Mickey Spillane Mike Hammer novel, and they got it in a comic form. I think it's
wow.
They condensed it to like 4 issues.
That's cool.
I'm really looking forward to digging into that.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, I feel like crime comics are an underrated genre.
Right?
There's some good ones out there. Like one of my favorites is this comic called 100 Bullets. I need to finish it at some point, but I'm not sure if you've heard of it.
That.
Oh, yeah?
I've heard of it, but I have not read it.
Yeah, it's Brian Azzarello.
I like Brian Azzarello.
Yeah, he's good. And what's crazy is the comic ran for 100 issues. And 100 Bullets, 100 issues.
Oh.
And it's really good it's a great crime, story. Great crime one. But yeah, so we were kind of just talking about that kind of stuff. But yeah, and I got Iron Man Noir comic recently, which looks kind of fun.
Iron Man Noir, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's crazy. What's crazy?
I'm trying to wrap my head around that right now.
No, wrap your hand around this part, dude. It's written by Scott Snyder. I was like, what? Oh. When did he write for Marvel? I had no idea.
I didn't either, but if it's got Scott Snyder's name on it, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, seriously, I love his work. He's one of my favorite creators out there, man. Especially a lot of his creator-owned stuff is so unique.
I'm really only familiar with his run on Batman, and I really loved
his
it.
Classic. Yeah, I've read a little bit of it. I've started reading a little bit of it myself. Yeah, he's good. He's really good.
I mean, he had me from issue 1 on Batman. I mean, it was
right when you get introduced to all the different. You get to see all the the Robins and like the whole team. It almost feels like come together right at the beginning.
The thing that really threw me about Scott Snyder's first Batman issue is I mean, if anybody knows Gotham City, I mean, down to every nut and bolt, it is Bruce Wayne. And yet they pulled something out that not even Bruce Wayne knew about Gotham. And I was like, what, dude? They're flipping Batman here.
Yeah, really. Yeah, that was one of the coolest storylines, I think, probably in Batman. That Court of the Owl stuff is cool, yeah. And I think they're going to be using it in an upcoming video game, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They used it in an animated show too. You ever seen Batman versus Robin?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I've been meaning to watch a lot of the animated stuff.
I really like their animated stuff. They got some good stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Actually, if I'm gonna recommend one animated show, I always recommend Constantine: City of Demons.
Okay, that I think I actually did see that one. I actually did see that. Yeah,
that was really cool. Good.
Yeah, I love the animation and the demon. There's such a creepy storyline. With the way they set up the big bad in that one.
Right, I like that it led all the way back to losing the girl at the show.
Yeah, you're right.
With the ritual and everything,
So
I like
true.
that it totally did like this kind of I don't know, I guess like a 360 with Constantine.
Brought it all back.
Took it back to its roots. Brought it into this current thing, and then brought it all the way back to the beginning where Constantine's alone, and then I really loved how they showed the consequences of magic. It's not it's not free. It doesn't just, you can't just use it for any old situation. It has consequences, like Constantine losing friends and family and stuff. that was just Burley. I love that ending.
Yeah, that's so good, man. That's like the best thing about the character, I feel like, and that one really epitomized that really well. It brought a lot of those themes to the forefront because Constantine is such an interesting character. You don't see characters like him a lot.
I actually got asked once, recently here, what I would like to write if it was like one of the big two, and I chose Constantine.
Nice.
Here's my idea. I'd like to do. Are you familiar with the Divine Comedy?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to do John Constantine going through like a Divine Comedy situation, but with mythology.
Huh.
I'm thinking like going through all of the different gods that have been tortured or punished or whatever, and how it's fit the crime, and he's got to walk through. He's got to walk through like the hell of gods and that kind of idea. It would be a total just. I mean,
that'd be a graphic novel for sure.
Yeah. It's that's not going to happen in 1 or 2 issues.
No. That sounds like a really epic storyline. Yeah. See, that's awesome. Yeah, Constantine would be a really fun character to write for, I feel like, yeah. He's the reason I say bullocks, every now and then.
Yeah. I think I could also do a nice noir story with Martian Manhunter, like back in the 50s.
That would be an interesting one, too, yeah. That'd be fun. I feel like you could do a lot of stuff with the time period.
Yeah.
What about
especially you? I'm thinking LA specifically.
How come?
Well, just because LA in the 40s and 50s was rather corrupt, especially with the police and everything, and so you got with all the different crime going on and the corruption in the government and the police themselves, and then all the stuff that happens with Hollywood and all that kind of stuff mixed into the scenario there.
You could do a noir.
It's a really right ground to pick some stuff out of.
Martian Manhunter noir.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, yeah. What about you, Matt? Is there anything you'd ever want to write for? Or?
Well, I'd figure that with all the hinting they've done with Constantine and Zatanna, I figured they'd have good chemistry for something of a crossover graphic novel.
I'd like that. Maybe like a team up.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, they haven't really done that very much.
Nothing like a Justice League type of story. More along the lines of it's them.
Like, sorry, not what kind of not story did you say?
Basically, just be something a crossover between the two characters, and going over and going over their shared history. Because
they have a fair amount of shared history.
Yep.
I'd particularly like to delve into the love triangle with oh gosh, I can't remember his name all of a sudden.
The Mr. E? Or no?
No, I read about this in Justice League Dark. There was a guy who was kind of like a Foss type character, where he was in pursuit of knowledge and magical power and stuff, and him and John and Zatanna kind of got into a kind of I don't know, I guess a kind of a 3-way relationship. I mean, they were all sleeping with each other.
I mean, it sounds right. I don't know who it is.
Yeah, I cannot remember his name to save my life.
Huh? Is he like a major DC character?
No. He's pretty much only. I've only ever even heard of him in reference to John Constantine and Zatanna.
Not Chaz.
No, not Chaz. Not Chaz. Oh man,
that's funny, dude.
definitely not Chaz. That would be weird. That would be weird.
Yeah, right. I was like thinking, yeah, you're right. Nah, that's too much. I don't know, man. Yeah, that's weird. I can't think of it. I haven't, I have to say I need to read some more of the newer John. Like I have all the John Constantine stuff, but I've only read the original series stuff so far. I haven't really dove into the newer issues that I have yet.
I have not either, to tell you the truth.
Okay,
I've
yeah.
mostly read the old Vertigo stuff.
Yeah, the Vertigo stuff is my favorite just because it kind of exists in its own universe, and bringing Constantine back into the DC universe is fun, but it comes with a lot of baggage. There's a lot more to follow with it, so I haven't dove into a lot of it, but I am curious about one particular series that they put out recently that was it was the revival of the Hellblazer name. They put about 2 volumes of it, I think. I do want to read that one soon. That one looked really cool. There's also Hellblazer Rise and Fall. That one came out recently as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that. I don't think I'm ever going to read Rise and Fall, mainly because of
Tom
the baggage that, yeah.
Gotcha.
He's not a good writer.
That's fair. I do have that one on my shelf as well, but that I'll at least have a heads up on that one.
I think actually the next thing I'm going to read is probably I'm going to reread Watchmen, and I'm going to read the Before Watchmen books.
Yeah.
We got another episode coming up on ORP where we're
going
to
talk about
that stuff. Oh, well,
optional.
All right.
How about extra credit? How about I pose it as that?
Okay, right? All right, I can probably go with that.
All right. Have you seen the HBO Max show Watchmen?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yes.
Have you read the Rorschach comic?
You mean the Before comic. Watchmen?
No, they actually came out with a new comic. It's just called Rorschach, and it takes place after the TV show continuity. So you could do what you could do.
No, I haven't even heard of that.
Do regular Watchmen, then watch the show, and then watch Rorschach, and then read Rorschach, because Rorschach is like the one that comes out, or is the one that takes place in the most recent of the timeline.
All right. Well, hold on. I'm gonna see. Is it brand new?
It's fairly new. I came out like a year or two ago, I want to say.
Well, it might be on Comixology or something.
I would imagine. I would imagine it is for sure. Yeah.
And it's just called Rorschach.
Exactly. Matt probably has some opinions about that one as well. I would think. Do we like Tom King here or?
I honestly, it's a give or take.
Okay.
Oh, kick ass!
Yeah,
it looks like it is included with Comixology.
Nice. Yeah,
they don't have it in
really
the trade
cool,
yet, but it looks like the individual issues. Are there,
good.
So I'll check that out.
Hell yeah, dude. That's a cool comic. That's a really good mystery, and it's
by Tom King. It came out in 2020.
Yep, that's the one.
That's it.
Mm-hmm,
all right,
mm-hmm.
I'll mark that on there.
Very nice, man. Yeah, I love me some Watchmen. Oof, that's such a good world.
Except for Alan Moore. Alan Moore does not want to be part of this anymore.
Poor Alan Moore. He created a monster.
I'll let you in on a little thing I picked up today. You familiar with Peacemaker, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, Peacemaker, the original, like Charlton, Peacemaker, was the model for the comedian in Alan Moore's Watchmen.
Really? Yeah. Oh wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that. That's really fun.
I just found that out a couple days ago.
I could totally see it. They really have the similar vibes for sure.
Well, Alan Moore was given the rights to Watchmen if he were to do a sequel series.
Oh, really?
I think.
Yeah.
The Before Watchmen series, I haven't read it all, but what I've read is an awesome sequel series. It's actually a prequel series, but I mean, like it it's a great sequel to the series. Now that you know the characters from reading Watchmen, watching all the stuff on how they got to that point. I don't know. I've really been enjoying it.
That's cool. Yeah.
The thing about Alan Moore not taking the author is because of he remembers how he was screwed over by DC.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's DC. Yeah. If he had published at a different company, that probably wouldn't have happened, I imagine.
Probably, if it was Marvel, definitely.
Yeah, well, if it's Marvel, I mean, like Image or something. But
let me flip that on you. When Watchmen came out, where else was he going to publish it besides Vertigo?
Well, it was actually
Marvel would have published Watchmen. I don't think they would have.
It was actually a story that was written for DC, and he was originally going to do it with DC characters like Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman.
Well, yeah, I could see that because Al, what is his name? Not Owlman, but no.
Night Owl.
Night Owl. Thank you.
Yes.
Night Owl is totally feels like a Batman type character to me. Am I off base there, or?
I got the impression that I've heard what Matt was saying there before, and I got the impression it was almost like kind of like a Kingdom Come situation where you have these same idea where you have these old legacy heroes seeing how the new heroes are doing it, kind of an idea.
And it was also done, and more recently, it's been done in Mark Millar's Superheroes Legacy.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that. Interesting. Well, I'm glad that he got to use his own characters in the end because he created some really amazing characters with Watchmen. Those are just such a cool comic.
Yep.
But yeah,
I gotta say, in all honesty, granted, I've only read it the one time, and I understand you need to read it a few times to really absorb it all. But while I think Watchmen is good, like it's a really good comic, I enjoyed watching it. I do not quite understand the level of praise that it receives.
Oh, really?
I wouldn't call it the greatest graphic novel of all time.
Well, no, that's Mouse.
Oh yeah, Mouse.
No, just kidding. Well, that is a good one though. I don't know if I can say there is.
Mouse is actually regarded as great as actually a work of literature.
Oh,
they don't even care that it's a comic anymore.
Yeah,
it is a notable work of literature even.
Totally. Yeah, that one's transcended in a lot of ways. Yeah, the medium.
But do you see what I mean about? I mean, I don't think I've heard.
I just don't know if I can call any comic the greatest in the world. You know, I just don't know if I can ever say that.
Right.
I just can't think of any. Like, I mean, like you said, it's an amazing comic, but the greatest in the world. Like, there's V for Vendetta. There's a lot of great comics. Oh, that's another Alan Moore, but but like, there's so many amazing comics out there. It'd be hard to just say there's just one.
I can agree with that. I have the same problem with like movies and stuff.
Me too.
Like, I mean, because even if you're comparing two comic books, they could be totally different genres or totally different styles of a comic. So I mean, like, it doesn't even seem right to compare them together. And I get that a lot with movies too, where like you're kind of talking about apples and oranges here. You can't really compare them.
True. Yeah, that's true. It should be. It's a little more subjective. I think it's the term.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So
where's your boy Matt at?
He's sleeping, man. He was supposed to be here, and he's sleeping. Isn't that funny, but not funny at the same time?
Well, I understand he works pretty hard. So
he does. Well, he also works late, and he has a weird schedule. So, but yeah. Right. So we were gonna get up in the morning to do, but I figured since you guys were ready to go, I was like, nah, we'll just do it tonight, and it is what it is. I guess he was.
Actually,
he said he was
I got
falling
no
asleep while eating.
commitments after this, so I don't even have to leave like right at a
Oh,
specific
good.
time.
Yeah, I don't got anything going on tonight. Just chilling, and then got some stuff going on tomorrow, but some family stuff, you know.
Yeah, I got D&D going on tomorrow.
Nice. How's your D&D sessions going on, man?
Oh, pretty cool. Dude, just not last episode, but the episode before that, there was like maybe 10 or 15 minutes of role playing at the beginning of the game, and then the entire rest of the like 4-hour session was just all combat.
Damn.
You've heard of the battle of the 5 armies and the Hobbit. Well, this was like the battle of 6 armies.
That sounds so epic, man. Jeez.
It was pretty epic, dude. Like, we barely made it out of there with our lives. We totally thought we'd walked into a TPK. It was burly.
Oh man. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that sounds like a really good session. Where can people find that, by the way? Why don't you tell people where they can find that?
The Fellowship of the D20.
Mm-hmm.
That's right there on YouTube. You can find it by that name, the Fellowship of the D20. We're also on Twitter.
Very nice. Yeah.
You can even find us on Facebook there, and we play every Sunday.
Go check out their adventures, man. What's the setting? Do you guys have a specific setting that you run, or?
Well, yeah, we're playing Princes of the Apocalypse.
Interesting. What is that about?
A bunch of elemental cults trying to bring these like basically demons of the other worlds onto this world to retake over the planet.
Shit. That's intense, yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, and shit is really breaking loose, man. Like basically all of Faerun is under attack right now.
We're talking like war, like a whole war.
Yes. You got cults fighting each other for supremacy, and like one mega demon in the background saying like, "I'm actually in
control." You're gonna have to fight the. Are you the DM then, or?
Oh no.
Okay, so yeah, you're gonna have to fight that probably eventually.
Yep. Yeah. Actually, I just went through this interesting thing. There's this god called Tempest. I'm playing a barbarian. I got 5 levels of barbarian, 3 levels of fighter, and I'm like this. Bjorn is like this. I don't know how else to describe it. Like a hyper masculine male that is just really enjoys the fighting and the blood and the guts, and he's just very barbarian, if you know what I'm saying. And apparently, my god Tempest, who is a god of war, has gotten a hold of me and actually wants me to take a level of cleric next time I level up. And he promises to give me like powers and stuff like that. He's already given me an extra attack each turn.
Damn, well, that sounds pretty.
Anyway,
useful,
I wasn't planning on adding a level of cleric in there, but I mean, war cleric sounds kind of awesome. Although I'm gonna have to prepare sermons, obviously.
Better get ready. You got some preaching to do.
Yeah. I'm gonna be telling my party, this is not how you do war.
That would be fun. Yeah, I definitely have to join you guys sometime soon for a session.
You got any characters made up?
Not for D&D. I don't think. I got a Pathfinder character, but I don't think I have a D&D character.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can
convert him. You gotta have 5e characters.
Any way to convert it, or?
I mean, if I were you, I would take your character and I would go on to like D&D Beyond or something, and I would try and make a character on there and try to take what you got on your Pathfinder character and find some kind of a supplement or equal.
That could be cool.
That's the only thing I can think of for that. I've never tried to convert a Pathfinder
Mhm.
to a 5e character.
No, that makes sense. I'm also have to look into it, see if there's something online. Maybe there's some established framework for that already or somewhere. But yeah, I'll look into it. But yeah, that could be fun, man.
Yeah, we got 2 side games going. So either one
Oh wow, that's dope.
or both. I
Oh,
talked
excuse me.
to the group about it,
Oh,
and
excuse
they
me.
said that you were good. It was okay if you played either. They
Cool.
didn't say you couldn't play both.
Excellent. Well, yeah, I appreciate that, man. That's awesome. Yeah, there's we'll have to get back into we'll have to do another D&D session here at sometime soon. Did we choose a date yet? I can't quite remember.
Matt was talking about the 1st or the 2nd, but I got to do that like on Saturdays.
Yeah, that's a little. No, it wouldn't work, I don't think.
Yeah.
There is one speaking of one-off sessions, there is one session that I've been wanting to do for a while that I bought the PDF for a long time ago. Let's see if I can just download it. Yeah. Or here, I'll just show you the picture of what it looks like. This one always kind of seemed interesting. It's based on the basic role-playing system, which is the same role-playing system that the Cthulhu game we play is made up of.
Oh, okay.
But basic role-playing, essentially, you can take it and you can craft it for any kind of role-playing game you want, whether it be fantasy, modern day, you name it. It's a very flexible system. That's why they made a horror game called Cthulhu out of it. But this one's just like, it's called A Nation Ransomed. And it's like this, essentially like a nuclear sub gets stolen by these terrorists, and they're going to threaten to launch one off every hour unless their demands are met. And you're part of an elite Navy SEAL team who has to go in and try and stop these guys from, destroying the world or whatever it is. And it's like, oh, that sounds kind of cool, man. Shit. It's like a cool one-off military adventure. So I've always wanted to try running that one.
I wonder if we could squeeze this in here. I don't know how this. No, it's nuclear, so that wouldn't work. I was thinking we actually already have 2 characters that were in the military, but
for the
yeah for the Call of Cthulhu, but
unless they
I
get
guess,
unless we do some timey-wimey stuff.
yeah. We're gonna have to
You
do
fall
some
through a portal and
timey-wimey
get thrown
that to
into
work.
20 years into the future or however
That's
many years
right.
it is. That's actually an interesting idea. And then you could add in some Lovecraftian elements into it.
Oh, that would be cool. Little sea, like a big old sea creature or something.
Right? Yeah, totally. But yeah,
I
that one's
think the
always been interesting.
trick. I already got it. The trick in that scenario is going to be to get the creature to attack the people who are attacking us and not us while we get away.
Yeah, get them to destroy the sub. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. But yeah, definitely we'll have to set one up soon.
Yeah, you know what the issue was this month? On ORP, we occasionally we do these 2-part episodes, and what we do is we'll play. Normally we do it every other week, but when we do a 2-part episode, we play one the next week. Well, we did 2 of those 2-part episodes in a row. So I mean, it was like a week. Every single week there was an episode and all kinds of research and scripts and
damn,
it was just it was
so
just
much,
too
yeah.
much. And plus I still got to do CCP this month.
Oof,
Countless Corpses podcast. Yeah.
You got more Halloween to research.
Yeah, we're doing our
H2O,
final Halloween
right?
movie. We're gonna do H2O. Yeah.
Okay, not doing the new ones, huh?
We already covered those on ORP.
Right. You guys did. I was thinking you did it in kind of a reverse order in a way.
Well, kind of.
Or jumping around, I guess. Not necessarily
jumping around. We covered it on a different show in the same network.
Oh, is that what it was?
I didn't want to double up.
Oh, okay. Maybe I thought it was all on the Countless Corpses, I think.
Oh no, me and Steve, we went over we compared side by side the Rob Zombie film to the 78 film.
That's a good one.
The
Rob Zombie one is very good.
I do like it. Yeah. It's a different take on the character, but honestly, that was what really made me a mega fan. Like the first one I ever saw was H2O, and it scared me. I'm not gonna lie. But I didn't. It didn't make me want to go. Well, I think I'm gonna have to go check out the rest of the movies. It wasn't until I saw Rob Zombie's Halloween in 2007. And then after that, I wanted more, and I was like, "Where am I going to find more Halloween?" And that's what got me to go back in and dive into them. So it was, I mean, really, that's what made me a Halloween fan.
Well, I think I've got a challenge for you then.
Okay.
I've heard that I heard a little rumor that you haven't seen Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
That is true.
Maybe you should finally, pull the trigger and watch that little movie there.
Well, why?
Just for the sake of saying, I watched it,
Yeah, I mean, I've watched all of the Halloween movies that have Michael Myers in them.
Oh yeah, that's true. I was just thinking, like, for completionist sake, if you wanted to go the extra mile and say, like, I've already seen everything else, what do I do next?
I have heard
it's not
that
bad.
It's actually a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I saw it.
I
wasn't
mean,
that bad.
I might watch it, but it's not on my immediate to-do list.
For sure, that's fair.
So it's one of those, someday I'll be sitting there like, what am I gonna watch? Fuck it, kind of a thing.
That's funny. I watched it. What I did is I watched it after I watched the Rob Zombie, 2 Rob Zombie movies. Just kind of finished watching everything.
That must have been quite different.
Yeah. But yeah, it was so what I did is watch the whole trilogy or the whole series, the whole from beginning to the end, even to the newest one. Then I watched the 2 Rob Zombie ones, and then the third one. So yeah, I went through a whole. That was a fun time going through all those movies.
Did you go through the Friday the 13th movies yet?
Not yet, no. Nor the Jason movies.
Man, I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that. It is the Friday the 13th series. That is
what?
The Friday the 13th series is the Jason movie.
Oh no! Oh God! You're kidding me! Oh Jesus Christ!
You know what?
Almighty.
You know what? Don't feel bad though. I have seen people in interviews that literally played Jason Voorhees, calling them the Jason movies. Okay, so.
Oh man, that's too funny, dude. First, I don't know why. I was thinking of the Nightmare on Elm Street. I think.
Oh yeah. That one. Those were the.
That's Freddy,
I don't think anybody calls those the Freddy movies.
No, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
That's another one I haven't seen. Okay, so Friday 13th, Jason, Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and what's with this? What's this I hear about you not watching Predator?
Texas Chainsaw Leatherface. Haven't seen that one. Predator. Haven't seen that one.
Yeah, but why have you not watched Predator?
Just
no not
reason.
opportunity, or
I don't know. That's a good question. I should rectify that, I guess.
You should, and you should also read the ABP comics.
They're pretty dope, huh?
Well, I mean, even more than the Predator series, the ABP comics delve into who the Predators actually are. They're actually a race of people called the Yayucha.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not seen even Predator 1, so like I know nothing about like the lore.
Are you gonna read that Concrete Jungle thing I was telling you about?
That looked really cool too, actually. Yeah. I would definitely check it out. What I love to do is when I get into like watching movies and stuff, I love to go into the comics, and check out the other stuff. So it looks like there's a lot of good supplemental material for the Predator series.
There is. I gotta tell you though. I mean, I've read. I'm gonna say like 20 comics or something in the Predator series now. And really, the good ones are like few and far between. Out of the ones I've read 3 stories that were really memorable that I really enjoyed, and that's and we're talking about reading 75% of that omnibus that I have.
Oh damn!
In 75% of that omnibus, I found 3 stories that I really liked. Not that they were bad, but there weren't any that stood out.
Is that the original
except
years?
for those 3? Yeah, these are the original comics.
The
But
Predator, the
Alien
original
versus
years
Predator
omnibus,
really delves into who they are and stuff.
Oh, okay. Damn. Have you seen the Predator movies, Matt?
No, I'm not really
really?
big on Predator. Yeah.
Huh. What about the Aliens? Any Aliens movies?
Yes, and unfortunately, that also includes Resurrection.
I haven't seen that one. I've only seen Prometheus. I'm weird like that.
Actually,
I actually have seen
that's
Aliens.
a really
I take that back.
weird
I have seen Aliens.
order to watch them in. Okay, you saw Alien?
I have seen Aliens, and that's a really good movie.
It is.
Yes, I do like
It
that.
is.
Was
And
kind of
check
scary,
this out.
too.
Tell me, I'm gonna bounce this theory off of you. Now, there's a
Or
lot
Alien.
of people that
Sorry.
Alien, yes, and then Aliens.
But
There's
yes,
a lot of people that talk about they want to compare, is the sequel as good as the first film? Right? Oh, which one is better, the first film or the sequel? And in a lot of cases you can pick them out. Well, the second one is better or the first one is better. But with Alien, we're talking about 2 films that I think share the same number 1 spot. They're 2 completely different types of movies based on the same material. So comparing them isn't really fair. You know what I'm saying? And they are both excellent at what they do. They are the best in the series. And I really don't think you could take either one of them off of that number 1 spot. What do you think?
I gotta watch Aliens, man. I guess. I haven't seen that one, man. Is that Schwarzenegger in that one?
No,
that's Predator.
He's not in any of them.
No,
that's Predator.
Oh, okay.
But my man James Cameron does Aliens, and you gotta watch the extended version.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
James Cameron did Aliens. I don't know why I didn't know that. That's crazy, man. Damn.
Funny thing is that he also did Galaxy of Terror. That was also Alien ripoff.
Really?
That's what Roger Corman wanted to be.
That's awesome. 1981, Galaxy of Terror.
But he wasn't the director of it. He was. The interesting thing about James Cameron is that project, he was supposed to, I think he was only special effects, but he ended up doing more than that because of how he was as a perfectionist.
Well, I heard it a little bit differently, but it's pretty close to that. And that was that he went on for special effects. But James Cameron is one of those kind of guys that likes to do everything. And so he would go into the different departments while he was working with Corbin and say like, hey, how are you doing this? Teach me how to do this. And he would have his own ideas and that kind of thing. So he really kind of spread himself all over that movie.
Now,
he's an interesting guy.
Yeah. Check this out. Did you know that he did a 1-man dive down to the deepest part of the Mariana Trench? And while he was down there, he discovered a couple species we didn't know existed.
Kind of dope.
Doing stuff like that is how he got his knowledge for like the Abyss and Titanic. He actually has the credentials to fly to drive one of those subs. I mean, like he's a legit adventurer.
That's pretty wild, man.
Yeah.
It makes sense why he does the movies that he does, man.
For sure.
But I wanted to tell you this. I was trying to look this up. Since you said you're really into the Predator stuff. I don't know how much you're into the alien side of things,
Oh,
Michael. But have you heard of the
I have
Alien
one
original
Predator
screenplay?
omnibus. I have 2 Alien omnibuses.
Have you read the Alien original screenplay comic?
No, I have not.
It's I can't remember. It came out a few years ago. It's the comic is adapted based on the original 1976 screenplay by Dan O'Bannon titled Star Beast.
It's
Yeah, I have no interest in reading Star Beast.
Oh, really? Okay.
Do you know what the monster looks like in Star Beast? A fucking beach ball. The monster in Star Beast is a beach ball.
It didn't look like that in the comic book. I don't think.
Well,
no, it's not the original script. Then it's got to be something revised.
Well, no, because the script is I mean, I think this essentially they adapted it based on the script, right? So like, I think they still
okay.
Okay. But I think that the distinction is that it's not based on the movies. It's just based on the script alone versus not being based on the movies. So I think that's the kind of the interesting part about it.
Right.
That was pretty loose too.
Oh, is it pretty loose?
Because yeah, the original script had them all described as male characters, except that they left it open in casting on basically what the genders were.
That's odd.
That's technically for the Alien script that they turned Star Beast into.
Huh. Okay.
I'm sorry. I did this whole 2-part episode
volleyball,
on ORP.
though.
I did all this research and stuff. So
I'm not. I'm trying to find an image of this volleyball that you're talking about.
Dan O'Bannon described it as a volleyball in an interview.
Oh, okay. Well, he's an idiot.
I don't know if that's. I think he might have
not a volleyball,
a
beach ball. But
I think he's probably joking because
I hope so.
He did meet H.R. Giger when he was working on the failed Dune adaptation.
I could see that then, possibly, yeah. That is kind of like a dig at H.R. Giger. I love H.R. Giger stuff. There's he's classic.
For sure.
But yeah, I'll have to check out some Predator and Alien stuff, man.
Yeah, I wish I could share my digital comics. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's possible. At least not with. Do you use Comixology?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. That's what I use as well.
No, the only Alien comics I have read are from Dark Horse.
Well, the Aliens, both books that were based on unused Aliens scripts were done by Dark Horse.
Dark Horse is good. They put out good. Really put out a lot of good stuff.
Actually, they put out good stories and decent art, but their lettering 9 times out of 10 is crappy, and I mean bad.
Huh? I'm not. Maybe. Huh? Maybe it's different per project. Cause I know they utilize some different people. Like for the Dark Horse manga, that one I feel like is lettered pretty well. I mean, not Dark Horse, Berserk manga. I mean.
I guess the ones I have read are the old 90s ones.
Interesting. Maybe hopefully they've gotten better.
Yeah, they could have gotten better. Just, I mean, it's one of those, like, if I wasn't reading these digitally on my tablet, I wouldn't be able to read the comic because you've got to zoom in to figure out the scribbled lines that they wrote on there and what they're trying to say. It's I mean, it is really bad editing. Lettering. I'm like, how did this get past the people who were checking it? I mean, did they not realize you'd have to put a magnifying glass up to the comic to read the lettering that
Probably
is on
weren't
there?
checking it at that time as closely. Huh. Now, okay, let me. Since you're in, seem to be pretty knowledgeable about the Alien series, the two of you. Are you familiar with the Neil Blomkamp Alien 5 movie that almost happened?
I believe that was the one where they actually wanted to go back to the alien world and find out where they came from.
Okay.
That's actually something that they did something similar in the Alien Covenant movie.
Okay. I would have been cool with seeing like something like that. I'm a big fan of Neil Blomkamp, so I would have been. I think that could have been cool. And I think Sigourney Weaver was going to come back, as well.
Actually, Sigourney Weaver passed on the idea.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I think they passed. I mean, I don't think he. I think he passed. He was passed on the idea, so I don't even know if it really ever got into official. That far.
No, that was as I understand it. That was one of many script ideas they were trying to come up with for Resurrection.
But you're right.
And then they got Joss Whedon, who was a terrible choice.
What do you mean?
Joss Whedon was the final guy who wrote Resurrection.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he was.
Believe that.
He was. He blames the director for everything.
He's trying to live in a fantasy here, Matt. Just let him live his little protected life over there.
Oh my god!
Well,
why does he touch the series? He should not have ever had anything to do with that series.
No, I got to agree. Having watched Alien Resurrection,
and why was Sigourney Weaver was in that, but she passed on Neil Blomkamp's script?
She didn't want to go back to the aliens, the xenomorphs' home world. She didn't like the idea of it at all. I think I don't know what she read, but she read like a story synopsis or maybe an idea for the script or something like that. She read it, she didn't like it, she passed.
Weird. Dude.
I think it's also because of how much of a focal point her character would be in, and how he's considering how old she is as well.
Well, I'll tell you. After Aliens, she didn't want to be in another Alien movie. She felt like she was starting to become this trope. And she wanted to avoid that. The only reason she came back to do Resurrection was because it was a completely different character. This was not Ripley. This was Ripley combined with the xenomorph's DNA. It was an entirely different being with different thoughts and feelings. That's why she came back to do Resurrection. It would have to be something like that for her to come back. She does not want to play Ripley again.
Huh? Weird.
Well, I mean, she. Think about it. We got a couple of movies where she basically gets discovered on some derelict ship, and she gets picked up and taken to a place where the aliens are there. She fights off the xenomorphs or whatever happens, and she ends up on another ship floating off somewhere else. And then she comes back for Alien 3, and she gets her derelict ship crashes onto a planet, and then she comes up and what do you know? There's more aliens on this planet. And it was just she thought it was just a trope. She didn't want to keep playing the same role over and over again, where it's just her going on a ship, getting trapped where xenomorphs are and fighting them off again. So I mean, she was just done.
I feel that, man. I get that. That's fair.
The one thing I don't think anyone could ever forgive when it comes to script is Alien Resurrection's line about how Weyland-Yutani was bought out by Walmart.
Wait, what now?
Oh, you don't know that?
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, Joss Whedon wrote a line where he explains that Weyland-Yutani was bought out by Walmart.
Well, who is that?
Wayland Yutani, the
Mhm.
guy who owns the company they
It's
refer to.
Corp.
Oh,
Do you remember? Do you remember Alien Resurrection?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that one.
I'm not Alien Resurrection. AVP. Have you seen
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. Do you remember that that old guy with the heart condition that was had him go there to the place? His last name was Wayland.
Okay, yeah.
It was his ancestor that joined with the Yutani Corporation and formed Wayland Yutani, and that is the company that they refer to in the Alien franchise.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah.
Yes, the evil corporation from the first two movies
And Prometheus,
bought
right?
by Walmart. Yeah, he's also Prometheus too.
That's funny. Sounds about right.
Yeah, but it destroys any kind of serious tone when you consider the idea that this throwaway line was supposed to be a joke. And also, another thing I have a problem with Alien Resurrection was all of a sudden they forgot that the xenomorphs have acid blood.
I don't understand why you think that.
What do you mean?
Why do you think they forgot that they had acid blood?
Because they are firing guns at the aliens on a spaceship.
Well, that's certainly a good point. They didn't keep it in mind all the time, but like there was times like where Ripley would actually use the acid to put on the wires to get out of the cell and to put on the window to make a little hole in the seal so that the thing would suck out the window. I mean, they used it, but apparently you made a very good point. They clearly did not pay attention all the time because they were firing guns at them. And
that is a tough rule to keep, consistent throughout a whole movie. I'll be honest.
I don't
Previous three movies were.
I don't see why that would be all that tough.
If I mean, I guess it was just
it's gonna eat it. It's gonna eat stuff.
True. Yeah, you just add a little acid effect, I guess, to the
right.
Yeah.
I
think it was probably more lazy writing.
Yeah. It's pretty clear that Josh Whedon didn't want to write it. Even though he's trying to pass off all the blame on the director, who recently said, "No, I went by everything on there went by his script."
That movie came out in what year? 1997.
97. Yep.
What the hell? That movie's pretty old. I thought it was like a new movie.
No.
Hey Mike, I love you, man, but fuck you.
I meant relatively speaking, of course.
I mean, Alien Resurrection killed the franchise.
I was going to say, I guess it's the only reason I say it that way.
You're like talking about a movie that was around when I was like in my 20s, and you're
I
like,
didn't
damn,
like
that is old.
No,
Jesus, he was probably walking around with Moses or something.
No. The only reason I said that is because I was about to say that. I was like, he's probably still mad about Avengers Age of Ultron. And then I was like, oh, wait, what year did it come out? Oh, it came out a decade before Age of Ultron? Ooh, my bad. That doesn't make sense.
No, this was basically Josh Whedon when he was considered to be great.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay. Because I was like, I always think of I always feel like Age of Ultron was kind of like it was the turning point, at least, or it was definitely a big down step for him. I love, I got love for the movie, but it's, there's some issues there. For sure.
What is your favorite thing that you have seen from Phase 4?
Oh, wow. Ooh, I would have to say probably Black Panther, maybe Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda Forever.
What's the other one that came out last year? The other big one. Quantumanium was this year. Quantumanium was. Yeah, I'd say Black Panther. I would say Black Panther. I think was probably my favorite. Yeah.
I gotta go Moon Knight series.
Oh, I guess I didn't think about the TV series. I'm wearing a Moon Knight shirt right now, actually.
Nice.
That's really funny. Yeah, Moon Knight was awesome, dude. Moon Knight is so cool. I love Oscar Isaac. He's great in anything he does, man. He just brings it every time.
He really impressed me with his work on Moon Knight. I mean,
oh my god, yeah, the way that
he played Khonshu too.
Oh really? Oh
Yeah.
shit.
So I mean, he was doing 4 personalities.
And so yeah, spoiler alert for anyone who doesn't want to know anything about Turnaround Now, but the way he portrays DID, I think is really amazing.
Yeah.
It's like wow, what an incredible performance, man. This makes me so excited for the next season if they come back with another season.
How well do you remember the series?
Oh, super well. Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember when Mark has been taking over? They went and took the scarab, and then the Steven personality keeps taking over with the scarab. He tries to give it back, and Mark stops him, and they're running away, and he gets on the bakery truck, and they're riding down the road. Did you notice what song was playing?
No, I don't think I did notice what song was playing.
Wham! Wake me up before you go. Check out these lyrics, dude. Wake me up before you go, because I'm not planning on going solo. There are 4 of them motherfuckers in him. He's not going solo at all.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Wake me up before you go. Don't leave me hanging on like a yo-yo, just like they were bouncing back and forth for each other like that.
Wow, talk about perfect metaphor right there.
Yep.
Oh my god. Yeah, that sequence was brilliant. I love the way they would flash back and forth like that, and you're just so disoriented, especially for someone like me who's never heard of the character really. I was so confused and disoriented. It was in the best way.
Check it out, man. We did a big old 2-parter on Moon Knight. It's going to be a little bit before it comes out, but we cover the comics and the series pretty well.
Nice. I will definitely be tuning into that one. That's going to be on the OPR, the
ORP, yeah.
ORP, yeah.
Omen Revelations podcast.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out, man. That sounds fun. Oof, Moon Knight is a good character, yeah. And I'm super excited because they revealed at the end of this season that there's that other personality, the New York guy, Jake Lockley.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. I'm super stoked to see more of that. So yeah, that's a good choice. That was a very good choice. Yeah.
How about you, Matt?
I'm not sure if Matt's seen anything in Phase 4. I'll be honest with you. I bet I'd be hard pressed to imagine if you've seen anything in Phase 4.
I've actually seen Doctor Strange.
Okay. Okay, that's fair because it's Sam Raimi, of course.
And the last Thor movie because I went to see it with a friend.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
I'm gonna say between the two, Doctor Strange is better.
Yeah, I that's the other one that I really love from Phase 4 is Doctor Strange. I love, especially now that I'm a huge Sam Raimi fan. Like now that I've seen all the Army of the Dead and the Evil Dead and all that stuff. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I see. It's like so funny. Like I didn't even get the Pizza Papa joke until I'm like, oh, he's punching himself in the face because of the hand. He loses his hand, and Evil Dead 2 is an evil hand. Now he's got an evil hand and is punching him in the face. It's like, okay, I get it.
It was a little less cool because he didn't cut his hand off with a chainsaw, but I mean,
that's okay. That's true, yeah.
I also got the Bruce Campbell. You now understand why Bruce Campbell's in all 3 of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies.
True. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, too. Growing up, I would have no clue. I was like, why is this guy in these movies again?
It's funny because Bruce Campbell describes his cameos in 3 stages. First, he names Spider-Man. Second, he defeats Spider-Man. Third, he teams up with Spider-Man.
That's awesome.
I totally didn't watch any of the Evil Dead movies or Army of Darkness or any of that until maybe 15 years ago.
Okay. So you're a little bit late to it, so to speak.
Yeah, like it had been around for a while. I wasn't sure I liked the idea of horror comedy.
And then after watching, what did you think?
Well, I think that the Evil Dead franchise is about as close to horror comedy as I can get.
I love all the
So,
one-liners.
Because I genuinely like the Evil Dead movies, but I've seen other horror comedies and I don't really like them. I even quit. I even lose interest in The Nightmare on Elm Street when Freddy starts getting too comical.
Well, I feel like it's because the comedy comes from the absurdity of it all, but it's played so straight that it just feels right for some reason. Like it just works. Whereas like I feel like a lot of modern comedy horror is played way too heavy for the comedy, and it isn't played very seriously either. And so it's not delivered seriously, and so the absurdity doesn't really stick very well. Whereas like
also,
oh, go ahead, Matt. Go ahead, Matt.
also, Bruce Campbell's the kind of actor he's the kind of charismatic actor that you can believe.
Totally, man. Like one of my favorite lines. He has so many great lines, but one of my favorite lines is they go. I can't remember. I think someone says like, "Are you good or bad?" or something. He goes like, "Good, bad. I'm the guy with the gun," or like, "I'm the man with the gun," or something like that.
Yep.
And it's like such a simple line, but and he delivered so well. It's like, oh man, it's such a good line.
Actually, Matt, you make a really good point there. I really think it is about Bruce Campbell's performance. It's like you pointed out, Mike. There is that absurdity in there, and that is what makes it funny. But Bruce Campbell plays that manic kind of craziness in an actually fairly straight way. You know what I'm saying? And like if he leaned into it like he was trying to be funny, I think it would take some of the humor away from it. But I think because he played it like it was straight, you know what I mean? Like I think it adds something to the performance, and I think maybe that's why I like it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. It lets you
Technically,
buy
Matt's
into
right
it.
on that one. But
yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're both right.
I think the real test of his ability would be if you were to go see the movie My Name is Bruce.
No, what's that?
Basically, it's Bruce Campbell playing himself, and he's called upon by one of his fans to take on a undead evil.
That's awesome. Now I've got to watch that for sure.
You better summon his inner Ash, or he's gonna die.
He's gonna get his ash kicked, you might say.
He is.
Well,
he is.
Well, you know why his name is Ash.
What's that, Matt?
You know why his name is Ash, right?
Yeah, it stands for Ashley.
Yeah. No, because Sam Raimi said that's what happens to him at the end of The Evil Dead.
Well, you know, it's interesting because there is an alternative ending to Army of Darkness. Did you know that?
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's on the DVD.
He goes too far into the future.
I don't got the DVD. I just have the digital copy.
Yeah, they Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just gonna check. I'm gonna see if maybe it has some extras on it with the alternate ending on it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if your version would have it or not. Yeah, but it's like a director's cut. It's got like different takes, as well as the alternative ending. The new they just came out with a new edition of it. It's really cool. It actually has 3 versions. It has the original version, the director's cut, and then the Japanese TV cut.
Japanese TV cut.
Yeah, super bizarre.
Is it all with like English subtitles or something?
I imagine. How did they do that? Yeah. I haven't watched that one.
Yeah, here's something even crazier.
Huh.
In Mexico, there's a TV cut of Evil Dead 2.
Really?
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
Damn it,
man.
no extras. I wonder if it's on YouTube or something.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's on Amazon to rent or something. I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely worth tracking down if you can find it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to look to that then. I had no idea there were different endings for that at all. I've got to wonder about the TV cut though. Is it like like for instance, when they did TV versions of Halloween 1 and Halloween 2, they had, and I think I I want to say others too. But they had to add extra. Like originally, there wasn't there wasn't a subplot of Michael Myers going after his sister Laurie in the original Halloween 1, but they added that to Halloween 1, to the original 78 film, so that it would run with the TV time. I'm wondering if something like that goes on with that version of Army of Darkness or something. Like was there a time concern where they had to add footage, or is it cut differently, or what would make that different?
From what I've heard, Evil Dead 2, they had to cut out a lot of the gore.
Yeah.
Army of Darkness was.
Is that because it shot out like a freaking fire hose?
Pretty much. Army of Darkness was the closest thing Evil Dead's been to a general audience friendly movie. So when they put on Sci-Fi Channel for all the times they had on there, they had no problems with getting this entire movie on there.
Oh shit, dude! Get this. This is kind of interesting little fact for you. The director's cut was originally only available on a muddy VHS bootleg, which was circulating before its theatrical release. It was only brought to the public masses later by Anchor Bay in 2000, but the release was flawed as it was restored using a Japanese D2 of the international cut and Bruce's personal 3-4-inch video copy of the director's cut. The video quality of the restored scenes was very poor, often dark, muddy, and in strong contrast to the rest of the scenes. However, let's see, it looks like the elements were. The Anchor Bay claimed the better elements were not available, but this was later proven false, however, by the appearance of a pristine Region 4 Director's Cut DVD released in Japan and Hong Kong around 2000 by MGM. This was transferred from an original 35mm unedited print and is by far the best quality DVD transfer of this version available worldwide. So then they took that version and then released it in the US.
Sounds like something similar happened with The Curse of Michael Myers.
Huh, really?
Yeah, it had a similar, really screwed up bootleg copy that ended up getting fixed and then put out as a producer's cut.
Oh wow, that's wild.
I mean, like it's almost the exact same story.
That's cool, actually. Yeah, that's really. I love how that kind of stuff can happen. That is really fun. Huh? Because I often like. I really like director's cuts.
I do too, but I mean, what's weird is sometimes it is not better.
That is true.
And sometimes when there's a director's cut, it's sometimes cut by the studio without the director's knowledge.
Right.
That's shady.
Yeah. Like for instance, while the producer's cut of The Curse of Michael Myers has a overall better story, all of the really cool kills are in the theatrical cut.
Huh.
I mean, the really cool kills that you want to talk about after the movie, they're all in the theatrical cut.
They're not in the producer cut?
No, in the producer's cut, there's all these like really edited down versions of the kills, so they're completely done differently. Like, check out this difference. In the theatrical cut, you see Jamie Lloyd in the barn, and Michael grabs her and puts her down on the corn thresher, and the blades come up through her back and out her stomach, and then he turns them on, and the thing just starts hustling her guts out. Right, all right. That's her death in that movie. In the producer's cut, she gets stabbed, but you only hear the noise and you see a movement, you don't actually get to see the wound. You don't even know where he gets stabbed. And you see her later in the hospital, they're removing a knife from her, but again, they're not showing her, so we don't actually know what happened to her at all.
That's weird.
And even then, Michael doesn't kill her. The Man in Black ends up killing her later with a gun and a silencer in the hospital. So I mean, it's completely rewritten her death, and they made it totally.
Oh yeah,
less
that's right.
violent and
Because I've only
gory.
ever seen the producer cut. Yeah, you're right. He does kill her in the hospital, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Now I'm like, maybe I need to go back and watch the theatrical cut.
You know what you need to do is watch episode 6 of Countless Corpses
Then
podcast.
I don't have to go back. I can just find out all the differences I missed, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because you're right. I totally realized that. I wouldn't have thought that at all. It's so bizarre. Just goes to show you, man. Not like you said, not all cuts are for the better.
Nope.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
especially imagine. Okay, you know how much everybody hates John Lloyd, right?
John Lloyd.
John Strode. Sorry, John Strode.
Laurie Strode's father.
No. In Halloween 5, he was Danny's grandfather.
Did you say
Remember
Strode?
They were living Strode, yes.
But not related to Laurie Strode.
That Laurie's not technically related to the Strodes at all.
What do you mean?
I mean that she is a Myers.
Oh, that's right.
Also depends on what you're looking at, because how the recent Halloween trilogy retconned that.
That's true too. It's very confusing.
Well, anyway, there's this
Yeah.
totally abusive alcoholic father type in that movie. Totally smacks his kid around in the movie and everything, and it's not anywhere near as satisfying a kill in the producer's cut. Whereas in the theatrical cut, you get to see him pinned up against an electrical box, and his head starts shaking, and it's like water starts coming out of his mouth and everything, and all the lights are checking, and his head explodes and shit.
Damn.
You don't get any of that head exploding shit or all the blood and gore. It's all edited out, and it just. I'm sorry if you get me talking about this anymore. I'm gonna go off for a while.
If you want to hear something, here's some fun horror news. They're doing a movie of a Dead by Daylight movie, but right before that they announced a DLC with Nicolas Cage.
Oh yeah.
So when you think about it, since they got asked for Dead by Daylight, we could see a crossover between Bruce Campbell and Nicolas Cage, and just maybe
what the fuck,
where
dog?
they face off against Michael Myers, Pinhead, and Leatherface.
God damn. That sounds like the fucking coolest movie of all time. What the hell, dude? Holy shit. And it's being produced by Blumhouse?
They're not going to do it, though, because it's being produced by Blumhouse.
What do you mean? No, of course they would do that, dude.
Well, for one thing, they don't have...
I would say...
They don't have the rights for Halloween.
But they can make deals. Like, if they... it's not impossible to make licensing deals for characters.
Blumhouse doesn't have the rights to Halloween.
Oh, well, yeah. No, Blumhouse...
Blumhouse has the rights to Halloween.
Yeah, but it was after it ended with Halloween Ends.
But they might still have the rights to make you use it for a video game potentially.
To my knowledge, the rights were purchased from Dimension Films. They own the rights. They can do whatever they want with it
Permanently.
That, to my knowledge, I don't recall it. I don't recall hearing about any temporary thing or something like that. I mean, there might be a thing where sometimes on a contract like that, there is a thing where
James,
if you haven't
Michael,
done anything,
Michael, James fucking Wan is doing it.
Oh yeah,
Dude, don't you love James Wan?
I do.
Holy shit, dude, that is wild.
That would be pretty cool.
Okay, this is really interesting. Dead by Daylight movie by James Wan. I am so in. Ooh. This could be really cool if they do this right, man. Wow. Okay. I'll be keeping my eyes open for that one. Damn. Because I'm way more excited about this than the Five Nights at Freddy movie.
Yeah. So
No,
Jason Blum confirmed that Halloween Ends is the final Halloween movie to be made at Blumhouse.
But that doesn't mean they couldn't use the character in a spin-off or a Dead by Daylight movie. He just says the final Halloween movie.
It's weird. It's weird because, like, I mean, did you notice that both Friday the 13th and A Nightmare on Elm Street count Freddy versus Jason in their canon?
Wait, say what now?
Friday the 13th and A Nightmare on Elm Street both count Freddy versus Jason as one of the movies in their canon.
Oh, Freddy
Yeah,
versus Jason.
Imagine what happened if they were able to do Freddy versus Jason versus Ass.
I want to say there was at least talk about that in a comic at some point with Dynamite.
Oh, they did two. They did two comics.
Oh, did they?
Okay.
Oh my god.
The problem with making it was that Sam Raimi didn't want to have Ash in the movie because he had plans for the character.
Well, I would love it personally. I would just love if they could just license a bunch of characters. We could just see, like, like you just mentioned Freddy versus Jason, right? What if it's like all of them, right? What if it's just like a horror monster or a horror killer movie killer mashup?
Have you ever heard the term "too many roosters in the hen house"?
No, really.
Okay. You got too many men rubbing the same rhubarb.
Basically, you're putting all your chickens.
Too many
in one
hands
basket.
are going to be in that same pot. Too many mouths are going to be involved in that. Too many opinions are going to be involved in that. Writing that would be a logistic nightmare.
But then, what about isn't Dead by Daylight a good starting point? Like they have the game already.
I don't know anything about the game.
I don't either.
Basically, the game is the kid. Basically, it's a slasher game where you have 5 players, 1 player as the killer, 4 players as the survivors, and the survivors have to reactivate 5 generators and escape through a gate.
We should play it sometime on a Wikid stream, maybe.
Oh yeah,
that could be really fun.
Quite a bit of fun.
I'd be so down to do that.
I also suggest doing Evil Dead the game.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that one as well.
Well, here's the problem, folks. I got a PS3, and I'm not buying a PS4 or PS5.
Well, yeah, there's that issue, I suppose. Do you do any PC gaming?
No, I can't. I can't use the keyboard as a controls. I just can't get used to it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Well, you can get you can get an adapter for controls.
Well, even then, they would have to be pretty low graphics games. I spent like I want to say maybe $300 on my computer.
Okay, fair point. But I do think that Dead by Daylight is going to be one of those games that you'd enjoy.
It does. It certainly sounds very fun. I just don't see any way around it.
Well, actually,
my
I just remembered
issue
something.
with the game system thing is every few years they're going to put out another game. They're going to put out another game system, and I'm going to have to buy that. And every time they put out a new game system, they're twice as expensive as the last one, and they're already ridiculously expensive. I'm a broke ass boy. I can't do this stuff.
So I just remembered something. There's also a mobile game for Dead by Daylight that's basically the same as the PC consoles.
Huh. Well, there you go. You got a phone, don't you?
I have a landline.
Said Blizzard.
Oh shit! What?
Said Blizzard.
This man doesn't have a cell phone.
I don't have a cell phone.
Jesus Christ!
Well, you got damn it.
It's full of stars. Damn, that's wild.
I needed to be able to stream. I needed to be able to make comics, and I can do all of that on my computer.
Hey, I can't argue with that logic. That's funny, man. Damn. Well, yeah. I guess we should start wrapping up here. It's been about an hour and a half now. But
all right.
That was a good podcast, man. Our first one doing it like this.
Yeah.
It worked out pretty well.
Oh, I'm gonna say one thing about Evil Dead the game.
Sure, yeah.
It seems like they also canonized the 2013 movie into the series since they have the characters in the game.
Oh wow, that's kind of cool, dude. I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man. The 2013. Have you seen the 2013 one, Michael?
I own the unrated version.
Good. Perfect. Yeah, that's a really good movie.
I liked the more serious take on the character.
Yeah, I actually
on the characters on the mythos, how they went about it. It was a lot darker. They took out the comedy and they just went straight horror with it, and I like that.
Definitely feels like it fits more in with the modern horror genre as well.
Right.
And what made it better than the other movies that came out around that time, the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, is that
actually
it didn't rely.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's right. It didn't rely on CGI.
That's important too. Yeah.
I actually really liked the 2009 Friday the 13th. It was kind of an amalgamation of 2 through 4.
There's I haven't seen. I guess Friday the 13th is the one I got to watch next.
It's pretty good stuff.
Is it, man?
Yeah.
I think you'd probably say that a lot of the bad reputation came from people not liking Michael Bay.
What's wrong with that? Wait, so Michael Bay did one of them?
Michael Bay was a producer on the remake for Friday the 13th.
Actually, I feel like Michael Bay's better as a producer. If I'm gonna be honest with you, like I watched a show he produced called The Last Ship. That was a really, really good show. Actually, it was essentially like it was like apocalyptic thing where like this one Navy ship has essentially saved the whole world.
Yeah, basically, Michael Bay knows what he is as a director, and he puts his money where he wants into other stuff he wants to see.
Totally, yeah.
I also liked his remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in, what was it, 2003, I think it was.
Yeah, I hear something terrible. The guy who did Evil Dead 2013, he also did a story for Netflix, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Is that one not good?
Horrifically bad.
I didn't even know.
I thought I wouldn't say it was horrifically bad. Like I wouldn't say it was as good. But I mean, there was some pretty brutal kills on there, especially when he got on the bus. Like, holy shit, man, that was burly. I mean,
Here's
we're
the thing.
talking like Evil Dead 2 levels of blood. Just he's going through this bus.
Damn. So yeah, dude.
I can deal with a just okay story if we got some righteous kills in them. You know what I mean? I'm there for the gore. I'm there for the deaths, man.
Hell yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that either.
I'm a horror writer. I mean, I'm allowed to be like this.
That can definitely make up for a lot, you know.
Yeah, I just didn't. I didn't see any characters I could root for in that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair.
All the characters who were victims were terrible people.
True enough. True enough, they were basically tossing out that whole town. I mean, it doesn't matter that they didn't really have much. They were taking away what little they had. And I mean, the people, it was there was definitely no good people there to root for, really. That's why I just usually root for the killer.
Unless you had Bruce Campbell there.
Right? No. If Bruce is there, I'm right. I'm voting for Bruce. It's Ash all the way for me. You put him in a movie, that's who I'm going to vote for.
Bruce Campbell doesn't get the love he deserves in terms of Hollywood, but sometimes that's a good thing.
I really liked the Ash versus Evil Dead series. What was that on Showtime?
Stars,
yeah, that was pretty good.
He also he kind of reprised the role on a Conan O'Brien skit, where Conan wanted to have something to eat. They bring out a sandwich that's too big for him, so he brings out Bruce Campbell with his chainsaw arm to cut it in half. And Bruce Campbell cuts it in half, Evil Dead style, blood everywhere.
Nice.
Well, yeah.
Speaking of blood everywhere, have you watched the Terrifier movies?
I've seen the second one.
How are you, Mike?
No, I'm not seen those myself.
Well, if you do, buckle in, buddy.
Really?
They're very, very gory.
Jeez. And that's what I thought was bad.
Yeah. I saw one of the characters in Terrifier 2 saw that she had big eyes. And oh, she's got big eyes. Oh, no. Oh, no. Something's going to happen with that big eye.
I can only imagine.
In the first movie, he hangs this woman up by her ankles, so it's got her legs spread apart. She's kind of hanging down, and it takes a saw to between her legs and cuts her in half.
Jesus.
All the way down. We're talking even through her skull, halfway, cut her skull in half.
That's definitely like something out of Saw, man.
Yeah. And he did it with like a handsaw, like one of those like little hacksaws.
Jesus. Yeah, dude, those movies are pretty intense, I've heard. I gotta check this shit out, man. That would be my Halloween movie I watch this year, I think.
Art the Clown is a clown that can be both terrifying and funny at the same time.
And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's fine. If you want to go into the movies with a actual final girl, it's the second one you'd go with first.
True enough. So
Yes.
I just have I just want to voice a complaint that I have,
Oh.
and that is that when you're a horror writer, you know certain things. You know what I mean? You get into the gore. You know like I just I just noticed that my having knowledge of serial killers, liking gore and horror movies, and writing horror stories really gets me some seriously weird looks, man.
I'm
people
sure you're
assume
on. I'm
people
sure
assume that
you're on a couple of FBI lists too.
people assume that if you write this stuff, you must somehow be like that or something. Like you can't possibly just write horrible things because you imagine it. And knowing about serial killers doesn't mean I am one. I'm just putting that out there. I'm just saying.
That's funny. Yeah, definitely
Actually,
get
Michael,
that. Yeah.
just so you know, I saw an interview with the director of Terrifier,
Uh-huh.
and he talked about how his mother got into horror movies, got him all everything that he could do to get started. And when
Yeah.
he showed her Terrifier, she just looked at him and went, "I don't know what's wrong with you. Where did I go wrong?"
That's great.
Damien Young is definitely a different kind of director, man. Like I've not seen stuff like his before.
According to Brad Jones, the cinema snob, his name sounds like if he was a love child between Satan and Sergio Leone.
Okay.
You know, the name Damien and
Yeah.
the last name Leone.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
So, what's your actually? Have you seen Black Christmas 2019?
This is 2019. No, I have not.
Yeah, I think you'd. I would not watch if I were you. And
Oh, really?
the reason for that is PG-13 slasher movie.
Yeah, it can't go well.
And
You saying I shouldn't watch it because it's a slasher movie? Do you
you can
know
watch
me?
it. No, it's a PG-13 slasher movie. I think you know what kind of limitations PG-13 puts on it.
Okay. I'm sorry. I wasn't hearing that. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I've watched PG-13 movies before, and if they were going to go PG-13, it would have to be even less graphic than the 78 Halloween.
basically what happens is that the entire movie is more about the political message rather than it being a slasher movie where all the kills cut to the next scene.
Yeah, it would have to be something like that. Do you at least get some? I mean, sometimes they can give you a lower rating, and they if you like if you don't show the kill, but you can show the aftermath, like in H2O. You know, we didn't get to see Michael stick that ice skate through that guy's face, but we did get to see him laying there with the ice skate in his face. That was pretty cool. Was it something?
I
Was there anything like that?
I think just once in the opening, the first kill, and that's it.
Okay. Okay, just enough to give you a little taste of the terror.
And the,
I guess I can understand that. I guess.
but the whole movie is all about the sorority sisters fighting the patriarchy. That is the entire story behind it.
Wait a minute. I think I have seen this. That sounds familiar to me now. Hmm.
Yeah, I think One of the effects of that movie is also it makes you forget.
Well, I mean, I certainly forgot about it until just now.
Well, people say about that movie is that movie gave the greatest gift of all to the to the earlier remake because that's no longer the worst Black Christmas movie.
Okay. Yeah, I
Well,
wasn't here in Black Christmas. Yes, I definitely saw that remake, and it was terrible. It's so much. It's so not as good as the first movie. I mean, not even a little bit. Not even on the same level at all.
The first remake is no longer the worst.
all right. Well, I think we should probably start wrapping up here.
Okay.
For the end of the day, I'm getting a little sleepy. I don't know how you're not tired, Matt. It's like it's gotta be so late where you're at.
Well, I think keeping myself busy.
Matt here's been riding up a storm all weekend, Mike.
Right? Has he been cranky while he was doing it?
I think so. Yeah.
All the time. All the time.
It has to be. It's on brand. Well, thank you guys for joining us for a podcast. I feel like we had some real fun conversations tonight, and so we'll be airing it to tomorrow, which will, as if you're watching, is right now. But we'll be putting a post out for it, and then also we should be back at our regular time next week, hopefully, all things go well. And
at 1, right?
yeah, it'll be playing at 1. That's right. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And then where can people find you guys online to check out all your good stuff?
Well, mine is actually right there under the little blood moon there. At Nunley Mike is where you can find me on Twitter. You can also find Omen Comics at Comics Omen, and Revelation Comics at Revelation Comic.
Nice. And Matt?
You can find me at Matt Trin on Twitter. I've slowed down a bit on the updates with writing on there, but just know that despite all the classified stuff, I'm still working on a lot of things.
Very cool, man. Yeah, we definitely know you got some cool stuff cooking, so I'm sure we'll be, people will be excited to see some more from that soon. So hopefully soon you'll be able to reveal that. But well, yeah, thank you guys again. Hopefully you guys will be on the next one, and we will see you all on another episode in the future. Thanks again, everyone. Take care and have a great rest of your